Alright, let's dive into something that's been making waves in the media industry lately, ProSiebenSat.1's recent financial report. Now, if you're not familiar, ProSiebenSat.1 is a major German broadcaster, and their latest numbers are a real eye-opener. Here's the hook. Their revenue dropped by 9% in the first half of the year. That's a big deal, especially when you consider the reasons behind it. Personally, I think this story isn't just about one company's struggles. It's a microcosm of the broader shifts happening in the media landscape. So, let's break it down. First off, what's causing this decline? ProSiebenSat.1 points to three main factors: disposals, a weak TV advertising market, and the fact that their competitors had the rights to the Soccer World Cup. Now, the World Cup part is interesting. It's a cyclical issue. Every few years, this event becomes a goldmine for whoever owns the broadcasting rights. But what's more structural, and frankly more concerning, is the decline in TV advertising. If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just ProSiebenSat.1's problem, it's an industry-wide trend. Money is moving away from traditional TV, and that's a massive shift. What this really suggests is that broadcasters need to rethink their entire business model, and fast. Now, here's where it gets fascinating. Despite the revenue drop, ProSiebenSat.1 managed to post an EBITDA profit of €124 million. How? Cost cuts and reorganization. They've slashed programming expenses by over €90 million and reduced personnel costs by €117 million. In my opinion, this is both impressive and a bit worrying. On one hand, it shows they're taking decisive action to stay afloat. On the other hand, cutting costs can only take you so far. At some point, you need to grow revenue, and that's where their digital strategy comes in. ProSiebenSat.1 is doubling down on digital, particularly their streaming service, Joyn. They are seeing an uptick in both AVOD, ad-supported, and SVOD, subscription-based, revenue, which is a smart move. What many people don't realize is that streaming isn't just about reaching younger audiences, it's about diversifying revenue streams. Traditional TV is a one-trick pony. Streaming offers multiple ways to monetize content. But here's the kicker, the streaming market is already crowded. Netflix, Disney+, Amazon Prime, these are giants with deep pockets. So, while ProSiebenSat.1's focus on digital is necessary, it's also a high-stakes gamble. One thing that immediately stands out is the company's shift in how they record programming costs. They've changed the way they amortize content, which partly explains the drop in expenses. This raises a deeper question. Are they just rearranging the deck chairs? Or is this a genuine step toward sustainability? Personally, I think it's a mix of both. Reorganization is crucial, but it's not a magic bullet. The real test will be whether they can keep growing their digital revenue while maintaining profitability. Marco Giordani, the group CEO, said they are determinedly driving forward the transformation of the company. That's executive speak for, we're trying to survive in a rapidly changing industry. And honestly, I don't envy his position. The media landscape is more competitive than ever, and traditional broadcasters are caught between a rock and a hard place. But here's the silver lining. ProSiebenSat.1 isn't just sitting back and watching their revenue decline. They're taking action, even if it's painful in the short term. So, what's the bigger takeaway here? In my opinion, this story is a wake-up call for the entire industry. The days of relying solely on TV advertising are over. Broadcasters need to adapt, and fast. Whether that means going all in on streaming, exploring new revenue models, or something else entirely, one thing is clear: the old way of doing things won't cut it anymore. ProSiebenSat.1's struggles, and their attempts to pivot, are a preview of what's to come for many others in the industry. As we wrap up, I'll leave you with this thought. What does the future look like for traditional broadcasters? Are they destined to become relics of a bygone era, or can they reinvent themselves for the digital age? Personally, I think the answer lies somewhere in the middle. It won't be easy, and not everyone will make it, but those who do will emerge stronger. So, what do you think? Is ProSiebenSat.1 on the right track, or are they fighting a losing battle? Let me know in the comments below.